again, everybody. Welcome to the Backbone Podcast, where common sense still makes sense in a world that is sick and only getting sicker. And I'm telling you, this whole thing, everything that's going on in the world today, it seems like some crazy cartoon with the madness that's going on, the stuff that happened in Australia, the stuff that happened in with Rob Reiner, with this crazy son who seems to be mentally disturbed. All these kids are mentally disturbed. The fact that the shooter at Brown University is still at large. They'll probably find him in some Dairy Queen in Sheboygan. There'll probably be some, like that Luigi Mangione guy, just some kid sitting around eating ice cream in 2-degree weather, and the FBI just happens to find him there. But if you really want to hear some pretty, it's just silly shit. It's this whole Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk triangle. And it seems that I don't know what Candace Owens thinks she's going to get out of this. She's looking to me like very bad with all these accusations and these fantastical, nonsensical ideas or theories that she's spewing out. But hey, listen, if it gives her ratings or views or clicks or whatever the fuck you want to call it, good for her. She's making money off of it. Good for her. I mean, listen, people profit off death all the time. All the time. News media has made a living off of that. But supposedly, well, not supposedly, I think it's been confirmed, Candace Owens and Erica Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk, were set to have a meeting or have had a meeting in a secret location, which is not so secret. Alex Jones has reacted and given details of a meeting in Nashville that lasted 4 hours long. We don't know what the exact details are. We don't know what they've discussed. We don't know if it's ever going to be aired. We don't know what the substances are going to be. We don't know if these people are just paid fucking actors. I'm telling you, this Erica Kirk is not some chick that came out of nowhere. I told you in previous videos, her mother is very influential in the state of Arizona. Her father is a top dog in the Pentagon. She is somebody that had massive connections. She was Miss Arizona. She had accessibility to anybody and everybody, and she could have married anybody she wanted. She could have had a fucking billionaire hedge fund guy who would have married her. To think that she went on an interview for a podcaster and they fell in love at first sight is bullshit. This whole thing stinks to high heaven. Now, Alex Jones did a video recently, today, with details. Now, you got to take that with a grain of salt, too. And I like Alex, but sometimes he's off the deep end, too. With some information that you might find interesting about this meeting, about Turning Point USA, about Candace and her accusations with the Egyptian, New Egypt flight plans that were following Charlie Kirk. This guy was not that fucking important. Why would government agencies put so many resources into following a guy who had a fucking podcast, who is a milquetoast, basically down the road rhino? He was not a danger to anybody. He went to college campuses and he basically debated stupid college kids on his talking points. Who would care about that? If anybody, you're probably going to try and get Fuentes, not Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was a joke. Again, I hate to talk about the dead like that, but let's just be frank here. Now, I don't know what Candace Owens' motivations are for this. I don't know why she even cares. But, like I said, you mentioned Charlie Kirk, and you bring up all these fantastical things, and people are suckers for it. We don't know what is going on here. We don't know if this guy who shot him is really the guy who did it. You can't believe anything anymore. You just can't. All these people seem to be, this is like the Truman Show. All these people seem to be actors because they all have this insider information. They all seem to know more than anybody. They have insiders here, insiders there. But how do you know any of this stuff is real? How do you know it's just not for clicks, just to get you to keep watching? Because they have to do that. It's like a TV show. Once a TV show has you hooked, now the pressure is on them to keep you hooked and keep you coming in and keep you coming back. So it's, the Mossad who did this. It's the CIA. It's, the Europeans, and Macron wants to kill Candace Owens, and blah, 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 blah. If these people wanted you dead, you would have been gone a long time ago, and no one would notice. You would just disappear. I mean, Candace Owens is not saying anything, death-worthy. What, she accused Macron's wife of being a man. So what? People have been accusing Michelle Obama of being a man since 2008. Here's Alex. He brings up some crazy stuff about the IRS and all this other stuff. It's a 12-minute video. We're not going to watch the whole thing. I'm going to try to fast forward some points. But here's the man himself, Alex Jones, in the camo with the snow in the background.
Did you know there were federal investigations? This is exclusive stuff. Oh no, well, here they are. We're clean. You think we do something corrupt? All money stolen, all this. Don't give your money to them. That's probably the worst thing she did, just off rumors on the internet. Charlie didn't know what was going on money-wise. Charlie was in complete control of everything. They were knocking on doors. They were getting millions of kids to go vote. They did a great job. We need them to win the midterms. We need them to continue the good people in the cabinet that are there with Trump. TV USA has to answer all this and respond to all this like they're guilty until proven innocent. And then I learned a while back, didn't talk about it on air, that they were going to be meeting in Tennessee, in Nashville, with her yesterday. And that they kept debating about where it was going to be, Theo Von's, there. And instead they said, let's just meet in private. And they had a good 4-hour meeting. And then yesterday I was talking to folks, and they said, yeah, everything, that they were planning to come and talk about either way on air, because they've done all their research and, have all the information on all these claims. We're about to present it. But before that happened, they wanted to meet with Candace. And I already knew a lot of the information. I already done my own research. But when I got sent a bunch of it, I was like, wow, I think Candace is probably going to, say, wow, yeah, I was just asking questions. Looks like you guys, didn't kill Charlie Kirk. Because she never said that. She just implied it 7 ways to Sunday. And Candace, if you say that's not true, we have the compilation.
Oh, yeah, Candace.
And then you saying after it, you never implied it. Please don't make me go there. All right. If I thought TPUSA or Trump killed Kirk, I would cover it. I would do it. Because I've looked at every piece of it. And the stuff we're told to look at are dead ends and not true, and anonymous people are nuts that don't have any proof. Because that's not how a hit like this works. I just randomly walked in at a base into a room, and there were dozens of officers and colonels, and they were all planning it, and a guy with the same name as the TPUSA guy was there. So, Candace Owens says she questioned Erica Kirk on everything from Egyptian airplanes to Turning Point USA fake.
Frankly, it seems to me like Alex is the dead end here. I mean, he's talking about getting people to vote, getting people, the right people into the midterm elections. And as I've said before, and as history tells you, you don't vote your way out of cultural, societal changes. You just don't do it. It doesn't work. Republicans don't give a shit about where this country's going. They care about getting paid. So whoever gives them the most money, they're going to support. Whatever direction that money leads them to, they're going to support. Now, there's this whole Egyptian Airlines thing, and I don't keep up with this Candace Owens, so she's all over the place. But it just seems like this stuff is more out of a James Bond movie than reality. And listen, maybe I'm the dummy. Maybe I'm the one that's just lost. Maybe we are in a matrix. Who knows? But my God, this stuff is just it's getting to the point where it's comical. And and maybe this is the tactic, disinformation and then all this other stuff. They talk about psyops and this and that. Maybe to keep us guessing, to keep us questioning, to keep us off balance. Maybe that's how they trick us into being sheep while whoever they are goes on their nefarious rampages on our society. Who knows? Who knows? Here's more, Alex.
Like 66% of the time, you said those aircraft were trailing her. They weren't even in the same continent. Or up by that Utah place and one other place is where they send those planes to get repaired. Oh, Egyptian planes with tail numbers from Egypt, and that means Mossad, so there it's open and shut. It is proven. And then all the people, Erica Kirk wanted him dead. TBUSA wanted him dead. Oh, it's corruption. It's hidden money. They got caught. Did you know they got audited by the IRS repeatedly? No, they never told you that recently. Did you know they had the feds investigating them? It's like Charlie when Trump once said, oh, that's great. Now, they're not going to put me in prison. That's what they've done to me. I've always been clean, but B, doing this, do you think I'm laundering money or not paying taxes or hiding anything? I would be under the prison right now. They had 4 federal investigations under the bankruptcy trying to find something. Remember, the media said I was this big criminal. And, of course, I got a $4.3 million tax return because we'd overpaid taxes.
I know. Poor Alex is struggling. Again, you just don't know who's on the level, who's just taking advantage of those people who don't know much better. And here is the beginning of the Alex Jones show where Candace Owens talks about her meeting with Erica Kirk, and everything is going in the right direction.
4.5 hours later, I'm alive. I'm totally fine, and I'm sorry. I was going to do a show for you guys this evening, but I am truly exhausted. Very productive conversation. I asked every single question. I mean, from Egyptian planes to Turning Point USA Faith, and I was very surprised by some of the answers that I got, and I think they were also very surprised when I shared certain intel. This probably should have happened a very long time ago, but I wanted to let you guys know that I am alive, and I will have the full rundown for you guys tomorrow of what transpired. And yeah, I think it was definitely a very big step in the right direction. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Well, that's great.
She seems like a mad woman to me. This is the prattle of a mad woman. And it's like, come on, baby. Enough's enough. Either you know something or you don't. Don't start with the lies and the innuendo. Don't backtrack. Here is Candace Owens admitting she knew Turning Point USA didn't kill Charlie, but she kind of backtracks with a little grin and a smile. Typical woman. That's why you should never believe women. This is about 53 seconds. Here's Candace.
They were sort of most upset with obviously a bit of a fever pitch, what I tweeted that it was a godforsaken company and people should not give money to it. And I have to own that. That's aggressive. That is actually aggressive in the retrospect. I was very frustrated. And I don't know. I felt like we weren't getting any answers and there were so many lies. And then I was getting attacked for asking all meaningful questions that was within their capacity to answer. And I told you, I definitely, my problem in life is that I can rise to anger very quickly. I shared with them that I really felt like I was under attack for telling the truth from the very beginning, like casually when I mentioned the Catholicism thing. Like, what was that about? I was like, look, I say something in a tribute to him. Alex Clark and Andrew Colvett then jump onto a podcast and they're doing that weird interview, which is clearly that they were sort of most upset with obviously a bit of a fever pitch, what I tweeted that.
That was just a repeat. Sorry for the jump. So yeah, I mean, she's all over the place. Now, did she fold? Yeah, I think she's backtracking a lot. I think she's backtracking a lot, and it's hurting her credibility if she had any at all. But the question that I ask and that I continue to ask, and I'll always continue to ask, is: can we believe anybody anymore? Are these people just trained actors? I mean, how did they all get to this particular spot? I mean, how come it's not you? I mean, these people are no better than you. How come you don't have 2 million viewers on YouTube and all these other fucking places? What separates these people from you? Well, it's networking. It's connections. I mean, I was in media for a long time. I was in the communications department for a government for a long time, for metropolitan government for a long time. I could tell you, you can't get anywhere without the powers that be allowing it. Even on social media. You can show footage on social media, but to get to this status, Candace Owens, Alex Jones, and all this, you got to know somebody. Very few people, very, very few people just get on YouTube and just get 1 million views and off of their opinions or off of whatever they're saying. Candace is getting by on this whole Charlie Kirk thing, which is just old to me. I just hope it just goes away. But it doesn't seem like it's going away. And it seems that this Erica Kirk is just now on a victory lap tour. She's going on television shows and interviews and doing all this shit. I mean, this stuff happened 4 months ago. You know, when JFK died, Jackie Kennedy, when she was Jackie Kennedy, she disappeared. She moved to New York and she disappeared. Then she married Aristotle Onassis because she needed the money, but she wasn't doing any type of tour like this Erica Kirk is. It's very strange. It's very, very strange. And it just seems like we're now living in a bizarro world where, the truth is a dead end and conspiracy just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. You just don't know who to believe. I mean, there's only one person to believe. There's only one entity to believe, and that's him up there. So trust your gut because it's him telling you, pulling you away. I think all these people are sick. I think all these people are actors. I think all these people are just doing it just for the money. Show me the money. Follow the money. It always leads to the same place. And that's my 2 cents. Thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Remember, my friends, Satan is always busy. We probably just saw a little bit of it. Be a man, have a backbone, because masculinity and common sense are worth standing up for. And just remember, if it ends in an ism, it's a mental disorder. We'll see you later.